Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. Today with me all the way from Phoenix, Arizona is Ranette Oliver. Ranette, how are you today?
Michael, I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. It's good to have you here. I wanted to let everybody know that's watching the podcast that at Investor Fuel, the sponsor of this podcast, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses to allow them to build the businesses they've always wanted and allow them to live the lives they've always dreamed of. Ranette, this is my question for you to start off. How did you go down the yellow brick road of real estate? When did you start, or were you doing something beforehand? How did you get in the business?
Yeah, great question. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. So I did banking and lending for the first 10 years of my career. And then that was kind of like the backdrop, if you will, and stayed home with my kids and met the owner of this company about 10 years ago. And I hadn't done real estate before. I got my real estate license. I did wholesaling for 3 years, all of the in-house stuff for a company. And then in 18, I got my LO and moved over to kind of the bread and butter of our company, which is private money lending for fix and flippers and developers. And the rest is history. I've been doing it for almost 10 years and I love it. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Okay, so you started off in banking and finance, and so it's interesting that was the kind of the seed bed. So how did you meet the owner of the company? How did that work, and what made him go, hey, you know what, you need to come over here and come along and let's crush real estate together?
Well, he's an amazing man, the owner of our company. He's been doing this for a long, long time. But he and I, when we met, I think there were probably 4 people on staff, and now we have 11. We're pretty small. He does what he does. He just does it well. And he's like a serial entrepreneur. And we just met and had a conversation, and he honestly was just looking for somebody that was teachable and had good character and just kind of fit the culture of kind of his company. And so it was kind of like I was thrown into the fire, got my license, did wholesaling, and then a few years later got my LO. And since then, I've been brand developing and business development, leading a sales team, kind of, opening the doors to some of the growth that we've had in new markets. And I've had a lot of great opportunities in, working for Mike and working for BE Lending. So that's in a nutshell kind of how it started and what's led me to where I'm at.
Awesome. So how are you guys different there? And there's a lot of people there are people in local markets, there's national lenders, there's a lot of people in the game of trying to fund the deals. I can't tell you, I get multiple texts, seems like every 45 minutes, of somebody trying to lend me money.
Yep.
How are you guys different from in the marketplace? Tell me about that.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah, I love this question. It's my favorite. Because yeah, you're right. It's a saturated market and there's a lot of people out there willing to give people money for their deals. And every single hard money lender, private money lender has kind of their own specialty, if you will. But there's a lot of commonalities between them. So we're a lot different because we're very focused on the relationship. We will lose a loan all day long if it means that it's not a good deal for our borrower, which isn't something you can say for too many hard money lenders. And we've got about 100 million blended under management. We have 5 funds, but it's all high net worth individuals. So there's no bank leveraged capital that we're utilizing. So our investors have pref, and we have never lost money for an investor. Just kind of a backdrop to how that goes. We pay them 9%. They can compound it or they can get a check monthly, and then we lend it out at around 13, and we keep the arbitrage. Their funds are semi-liquid. They need it back within a couple weeks. We can typically get it to them because we just have quick turnaround. It's all bridge lending, and their name's not on the deed, so it doesn't affect them if anything were to go wrong. But we are very conservative in how we evaluate our deals, and that is something that's huge about the way that we operate versus other hard money lenders. We don't we don't
No, you're good.
We don't need appraisals. So because we're also licensed realtors, we do our own valuations in-house, and we can do them quickly. We're confident in our values, and we're not waiting on an appraiser to come in and then have to argue it or what have you. So that is something that helps us to move quicker, sets us apart. I know there's a lot of private money guys out there that they'll get to the day of closing after having given terms and then decide we need an appraisal, and then they call us and we close. So I think our quickest close was like 4 hours because we can operate really quickly. We have the funds, we have the capital. We almost never run out of capital. If we need to, we'll raise more. And so if somebody is getting terms for a deal and we've finalized those and given them a term sheet and they've agreed, we don't change those terms. We close when we say we're going to close. And that has given us a huge kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a
the easiness of it, the easy button of it is, and then you said it was relational as well.
Yeah.
And so, I've been to those closings and I've heard those nightmares. I've wholesaled a deal with a couple guys, and at the end of it, they're like, well, we gotta punt it for a couple of days because the lender wants now an appraisal. So I've been on both ends of that. And but the other thing you talked about too is like, hey, we can make these decisions early. We're not just hard money lenders. We know the business. Mm-hmm. And so being in real estate, being able to do comps and knowing if it's a good deal or not, you're educating the buyer or the flipper. Yeah. Because you're like, hey, we can't lend on this thing because it's 95% of ARV, and you can't. You got to do better on your buy-in.
And they appreciate. They seem to really appreciate.
So those are some of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine, and then I'm always curious on this end. So, and again, you don't have to share all the secret sauces, but on the back end of all your loans, so you're not using bank arbitrage, you're using other people's money, and if let's say that I had $10 million and I wanted to put it in this 9% fund, but is there do I get 9% when I put it in? Because let's say that you guys don't have any deals at this moment, is that a hiccup, or what how does that look for you? How do you adjudicate that?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we ask that you give us a month or less, usually, to put the money to work. Typically, if one day we're like with a surplus of capital, the next day we're out. Like it happens really quick. Mike, the owner of our company, he'll be like, okay, we just had a few payoffs. We've got, $8 million. And I'm like, it's coming. A couple days later, it's out. And then he's like, hey, we're out of cash. I'm like, raise more, you got more deals. And he always does, he always does. He always comes through. So no, it usually it's very quick that we get that money working within a week or so. But once we get the money deployed that you've deposited, you're always getting that 9%, even if the funds aren't deployed. So even if we're sitting on a bunch of cash, we're not making any money. Our investors are, which is why I have a job.
Okay.
To make sure that cash is
Right.
out. And something to note, we're not brokering anything. And that's
Right.
really, really huge. And that's another reason that a lot of these private money lenders can't close on time, is because they'll give terms, they'll do their quote unquote due diligence, or at least a portion of it. And then they'll think, yeah, sure, I'll find somebody to take this loan. And they're pitching it to their investors, and they can't find a broker to do it. We know our parameters and what is going to be a fit for our investors. We don't need to run it by them. So when we say these are your terms, those are the actual terms, and we're not brokering it. So that's super helpful, I've come to find.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful thing. So I liken it to, I've been fixing flipping since 2008, and I have what they call friendly money. And it's funny, you give 9%, I give 9% to my friendly money. And I've developed these relationships over time where if I have a deal, I just ask them, hey, I need $100K for this deal, and we close in 2 weeks. And they don't, and here's the thing, they trust me because, again, like you said, we don't do bad deals, and we don't lose our investors' money because I have such a track record that there's just high trust there, and that shortens the amount of time that I have to spend. I don't have to go out and raise money. Now, not all fix and flippers start out that way. I certainly didn't, but over time, you develop that skill set. And obviously the owner has that skill set. If he knows, hey, I've got to go raise another $50 million, he can show people, hey, this is what I've done already. Mm-hmm. Here's what we're doing now. So yeah. I was going to ask about the, you guys make the arbitrage, and then if you charge points, you make the points, but they get 9%. Your folks get 9%. You guys also do lend on development and things of that nature. Is that at different terms than fix and flips, or how does that work for you?
Those are a little more opportunistic, and it depends on the project, scope of work, and all of that. They're underwritten a little bit different, obviously. But yeah, single family, multifamily, commercial, ground up construction, new development. We fund a lot of car washes in Texas, airport hangar, $7 million here in Phoenix, all the Black Rock coffee, Dutch Bros coffee builds. We fund the vertical, and then they take us out with long-term financing. So we kind of, our portfolio is kind of split between single family and commercial.
I like it. So not just single family houses, but developments, commercial deals, things of that nature.
Right.
You guys can fund if it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, we just, in fact, and we get really creative. I mean, that is one of the things I love about not being bank leveraged and working for Mike. I learn something new every day, even after 10 years, and he always has a new idea for something creative. So a couple years ago, when the market was funky with refis and home equity loans, we started offering mezz. So we'll do second position. We'll cross collateralize multiple properties, multiple counties, state lines to get 100% financing. So we're just funding a deal for a creative ball player. A professional ball player, plays for the Mavericks, and we're collateralizing 2 properties. And in third position, we're collateralizing his Bitcoin, which is new for us, but we found an attorney that.
Oh, okay. So you're using. That's interesting. So you're using Bitcoin as an asset as well.
Yeah, we did for the first time. Yeah, we have, we have plenty of real estate to collateralize in first position.
Right.
One in first position, one in second position. And then in addition, we have additional collateral there because he's getting a huge chunk of cash.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we got a lot of people that are interested in we have a lot of guys in the real estate industry are starting to use Bitcoin as a treasury for their businesses. It's an interesting way to do it, but that's really cool that you guys are using that as an asset. That makes me happy actually, because that's what was predicted that would happen, and I love to see it being actually done in a real case scenario.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've been waiting for. Okay, how are we going to use this as something that can actually help accelerate the amount of assets that we can create or have? So that's cool. Folks, check out Ranette and B Lending. All her information will be down below. Thank you for being part of the Real Estate Pros podcast, folks. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And for more information about B Lending, just check out the show notes below. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon at the next time on the Real Estate Pros podcast.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.